Hey, beautiful people all around the world. It's Lana Elko with the show, weekly show, Intimacy with the World. And today I had some technical issues on my Facebook Live, on my page. Somehow the Facebook Live option disappeared, so I believe I need to do some updates, some settings, like they do it all the time. Sometimes it's there and suddenly it disappears. So I decided just to record this video today and share it right after. So, and even if you watch this video recorded, you are still welcome to share your emoji, your thoughts, your ideas, your questions with me in the comments, and I will always come back to you and reply to you. And you always are welcome to reach out personally if something clicks within you, if you want to connect, if you feel there is something to discover between us, right? This is why I'm here for you. And today we have a very profound and very mystical topic, one of my favorites, and I would like to share with you something that works really, really well for me. Something basically that saves me, rescues me in every situation in life. Whatever happens, this piece is always there for me. And I had it from very, very early age. And I do believe if we all have this, we can, do anything. We can overcome anything. So I'm excited to share it with you today. And the topic, the way I put it together, is intimacy. Spirituality is intimacy with God. Spirituality is our intimacy with God. For those ones who know me a little bit, who've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I often say our deepest desire is hidden behind our deepest wound. Our deepest desire is hidden behind our deepest wound. And our deepest desire is also the biggest gift we can give to the world and share with others. It's our desire and our gift at the same time. And it's many times it's really hard to dig it out because it's really well hidden, and it's protected by all the defense mechanisms that we developed in an earlier age to protect ourselves, because our deepest desires make us really, really vulnerable and open. So when we realize that that is not available, we create a wall, we create defense system to protect ourselves, and some people never go there again. That is why it's so important to dive into this topic, and I believe this topic really connects us with that place. I'll share a little bit of the history just in a few words so you understand where I come from and why I feel I can share something valuable with you. I grew up feeling extremely isolated, lost, and disconnected from my culture, my social environment, the values of whatever was going on in my country. I didn't belong, and it was like extreme feeling of non-belonging, not just like people say, okay, and at the age of 15 to 21, when you're a teenager, when you're like in your early 20s, many people feel this way, right? They feel so socially awkward, like we're adjusting, we're finding our identity, our personality. Yes, that happens to almost to everybody. But what I'm talking about is a little bit different. If you took my quiz, feminine archetypes, you know that I discern 4 different archetypes. So I represent, from my core self, from who I am, I'm a mystic archetype. And I've been always like this. So for me, it was a real challenge to find a way to connect with other people and with social, environment, and find myself. I know like my classmates, people of the same age, who went to school and university, I could see they were gravitating towards each other. They were getting together, they having fun, they're breaking rules together, misbehaving, doing all kinds of things, experimenting, you know. I was like total outsider. I was never invited anywhere. I was like a ghost. Some people didn't remember I was even there. I didn't talk. I was like ice queen. I didn't know how to express myself, how to connect. So I was always on outside of the circle, you know, and always on my own. And the reason I share it is because that place was really painful and it was very isolated. And the way I took care of myself, the way I found meaning and I found joy in my life at the time was my sanctuary and my spirituality that I've got in a very, very early age, and the sacred mystical connection with the cosmos, with the universe. Literally, cosmos, I was really interested like in astronomy books. I read about the cosmos, the universe. I was like checking all the recent news, what was discovered out there. And it was very deep and personal experience for me. It was not just intellectual curiosity. It was a profound, sacred, mystical experience within my body, within my soul, that I've been connecting with the universe. Like I was sitting on my grandma's roof for hours at night, gazing into the stars, gazing at the stars, and really feeling that connection, and really having this ecstatic, intimate experience and communication with the cosmos. And that was my sanctuary. And I could, I didn't have much going on in my life, and I could wash dishes. I was like standing there washing dishes and experiencing this deep connection with the cosmos that brought me so much joy, so much fulfillment, and so much kind of autonomy from the external environment that I had no connection with. So this is the reason I want to share this with you today, because I do believe it saved my life because I don't know what I was gonna do, and also that was the foundation how I built up how I find my soul purpose in this life, how I kind of build up the connection with others from that place, and how I can always go there no matter what happens in my life. I can always go there to my sanctuary and take care of myself and regain the meaning, replenish the energy, right? Find inspiration and find meaning to continue my life journey, and receive guidance and course correct, and find that internally, find that feeling that can open up my heart towards this. I call it open-hearted surrender. This is the state I love to be the most, and this is very feminine states of being, because you completely surrender. You're not trying to control and predict everything, and you're just being there with the universe in this intimate connection and allowing things to happen and receiving the guidance, receiving the answers, even if they're not rational. Many times it's on the level of the feeling, just following that feeling, following the beauty like a snake. So the reason I use the word intimacy, because I do feel it's the most, spirituality is a very intimate, it's something very intimate for us. We can't, so many times when we watch different documentaries, listen to spiritual teachers, read books, go to yoga classes, and read different meditation, different spiritual practices out there that we want to use so we can benefit from them and improve our life. But many times people really struggle to find their regular, maybe daily spiritual practice and benefit from from it, so that you can actually really start changing your life, really shifting your energy, really leaving the old patterns behind. So that is really hard, and the reason why is because if you take certain spiritual practices, let's say certain meditation techniques, right, and you try to use them every day and you don't connect with them internally, so it's like external tool that you're trying to apply, but it doesn't really fit, it's like putting the clothes that's too tight for you. That means it's not your intimate practice. It's not something that comes from within. It's not something that you connect from within. You're just trying to use something external. And many times, because everybody now speaks about how useful and how beautiful is to have meditation, and how people transform just meditating every day, how can it change their life, and other people are listening to that like, how that happens, like I can't find that place. So you might try hard and try to do it every day, and it probably comes from the place of shoulds. Everybody meditates, everybody like speaks about spiritual practices. I should apply it in my own life. I should develop spiritual practice on a daily basis. And then what happens, you wake up and you're like, oh, okay, before I do this and this and this, I need to meditate, and then you sit down and like you meditate for 5 minutes, then you check it. Okay, done. I meditated. So it can, if it comes from a place of agenda and something like obligation, routine, something that you have to do because this is, some people say it's healthy, it's good for you, it doesn't really work this way. So maybe you will benefit a little bit because you allow yourself to connect a little bit with your body and feel yourself, but many times your thoughts are going to forward with your day, what you have to do, what you have to accomplish, how provide for yourself, how to achieve your goals, how you take care of all your responsibilities, and you are not really present, and you're more in your mind than you're in your body and feelings. It's really, people have really, like the smartest people have really strong minds, and it's really hard to let go of that constant cycle of thought patterns. And you think and think and think. Even if you connect with your breath, sometimes your thoughts are still going on. We do this multifunction. We breathe and then the thoughts keep going on. Yes, you can benefit from it a little bit, but the true spiritual practice are meant to be deep, enjoyable, ecstatic experience on a very intimate level, where you drop the need to control, you drop the need to predict and plan, and you're completely present with yourself and connecting with your soul, connecting with the higher source, whatever it is for you, universe, God, source energy. You are just in this deep space where time stays still, and you feeding your soul. This is the resource to bring the energy forward and gain inspiration, gain vision, and sensations in your body, your emotions, your feelings, and these subtle feelings that can't be explained with words, right? Something that sometimes we receive when we're in love, right? When we're so connected, so present, so excited to be there with another person, that we lose track of time. It's timeless experience, and it's very deep, emotional and spiritual experience, right? So I talk about that experience, and that what means to have regular spiritual practices. Of course, they will vary. They will flow different way. One day you're more connected, another day you're less connected. But you can't force it to be an agenda. You can't force it to be like something, to check out, like, hey, I've done it today. This is something that you can look forward. That's why, they recommend wake up a little bit early in the morning and allow yourself to slowly, merge into the day and really have that sacred time with yourself. Basically, your sacred spiritual practices and your your meditation, let's say it's meditation, it is an act of self-love. It is an intimate, deep act of self-love, of connecting with your soul and feeling alive, feeling connected on the level of on the physical level, on the human level, and also feeling that your soul is here as well, from the different realm, from the different level of existence, like integrating and feeling like this deep purpose and deep meaning of why you're here right now. So it is very enjoyable. It is very intimate. It is an act of self-love. This is the place of self-love. Spirituality has nothing to do, from my perspective, with moral values of your culture, the dogma of your religion, the conditioning that we receive from culture, what is wrong and right. This is a mystical experience. Spirituality is a mystical experience that can be possibly described with words, that can be rationalized completely. When we try to rationalize it, we just barely scratching the surface of this experience. It is deeply experiential. It is deeply private, deeply intimate inside of you that nobody else can feel the same way, right? So it cannot come from agenda or obligation, because then you don't go anywhere. You just sit there. You just sit there and like constantly leaning towards your thoughts, your agenda and plans. All right, so when you choose your meditation, so like, how do you choose the meditation that works for you? It doesn't mean that you don't need to listen and experiment with what is already available out there. You can try different meditation techniques, right? You can try different practices. These days, meditation doesn't need to be still. It can be dynamic. It can include movement and voice and music and whatever it is for you, right? And if you try something and something like clicks, oh, I've got it, I feel something different, then you can grow in it and you can modify it the way your soul wants it. So it's not gonna be the same for everybody. Like that, those like techniques that are very rigid, like this is how you do it and like follow this discipline, that didn't work for me. I love the more open and creative spaces of the feminine. My meditations, they constantly change and flow and being modified. My focus is on the depth and intimacy of the experience that I receive from my meditations, and how I can carry it through the day and feel that mystical connection within myself, even while I'm doing routine stuff, right? Then this is all about spending time with yourself, spending quality time with yourself and your soul, right? It's like, imagine you don't need to do anything. How would you spend your day with yourself? What would be your perfect day dedicated to yourself with nobody around, right? That is the meditation. And it can be like, we can have it every day, like for 15-20 minutes, in the morning or in the evening. And it can be like once a month, you can dedicate the whole day spending time with yourself, and that is your sacred meditation. It is all about creating sanctuary for yourself, right? Spirituality is creating a sanctuary inside yourself where you can always go when you have a hard time. It can always be there for you. This is the place where you can regenerate the energy and like rebirth yourself, basically, to deeper meaning, to reset this button, and it can bring you out of your routine, about bring you out of this cycle of rat race, right? So it's all about creating sanctuary, growing that sanctuary, allowing it to be like liquid, fluid, and be created every day in a different form and shape, right? It can be connected with your creativity, with your expression, with the journey, right? When you travel, when you go somewhere. Some people meditate when they're driving, you know. I started meditate when I didn't even know what meditation means. I was sitting on my grandma's roof, and that was the most profound meditation. But I didn't even know that word. That in the Soviet Union, I didn't have it at that time. It showed up later, right? So it's your intimate practice. It's not. It doesn't need to be borrowed from somebody else. And even if it is borrowed, you'll always modify it if you're really real. If you're real with it, you know, if you really want that experience. And the sanctuary will be always with you. It will help you to transcend your pain, your loss, and see your relationships in your life with other people in a different way, on the soul level. Namaste.